Hi, I'm Adam from Applitools, and in this short video I'll give you a quick tour of the Applitools Eyes Test Manager and show you how to update test baselines. The Applitools Eyes Test Manager allows you to view detailed reports of all your visual test runs and to update test baselines. The sidebar on the left lists all your test runs with the newest runs at the top. Each entry in the list represents a batch of tests. By default, each test runs in its own batch, but you can easily configure the Eyes SDK to batch together multiple test runs. In the center panel, you can see the details of the currently selected batch. The Test Manager supports various views that provide you with different ways of viewing and managing your test results. The Test Details view allows you to easily inspect and sort tests by their operating system, browser, viewport size, and start time. You can create custom test hierarchies by grouping tests together by these properties. Clicking on the test will reveal thumbnails of the screenshots sent for validation. The Batch Steps view shows the thumbnails of all screenshots sent for validation in the entire batch while ignoring the test in which they occurred. You can ask the tool to group steps with similar differences to only see single representative screenshots for each unique difference. The Batch Summary view allows managers and team members to quickly assess the status of the batch and visualize key metrics such as the pass-fail test ratio and test status distribution by parameters such as the browser, operating system, and viewport size. In all of the views, you can use the filter to find steps, tests, and batches of interest. The first time you run a test in a particular execution environment, it will be marked with a green New label to indicate that the test passed and that its screenshots were used to create the baseline for that environment. The plus symbol in the upper left corner of the thumbnail indicates that this is a new step that did not exist in the baseline before, and the thumbs up symbol indicates that we accepted the screenshot to be set as a baseline image. A test whose screenshot matched the baseline will be marked as passed, and its steps would appear with a green strip and an equal symbol. And the test which has differences will appear as unresolved to indicate that it contains test steps with differences that have not yet been reviewed and resolved. Steps with differences will appear with an inequality symbol, and the differences will be marked in pink. You can click the radar button to highlight the differences. Differences are resolved by either accepting or rejecting them. You normally accept differences that represent valid changes to the application under test and reject differences that represent bugs or test failures. You accept step differences by clicking the Accept button and reject them by clicking the Reject button. By default, if you reject any differences, the test will be labeled as failed. And if you accept all differences, the test will be labeled as passed. If you wish to override the default labeling of test, you can do so by clicking the test label and choosing the desired status. Clicking the thumbnail image will open the test editor, which provides more detailed baseline editing tools. The timeline at the bottom of the screen shows the different steps of the test which indicate checkpoint results, and at the left-hand side of the toolbar you can see the match level used to compare the current and baseline images. Using the display button you can switch to a side-by-side view showing both the baseline and the current image, or a full-page view of the baseline image or of the current image. You can easily toggle between the baseline and current image by clicking the display button or by typing the T letter on your keyboard. You can highlight differences by clicking the radar button and zoom in on diffs by clicking the next or previous diff buttons. You can accept or reject the differences of the current step, or you can accept or reject the differences of all test steps which have the same difference. Furthermore, you can indicate that the difference caused by a dynamic area of your application should be ignored by placing an ignore region on top of it. You can also propagate this region to all other steps containing the same dynamic area by asking the test editor to auto-adjust regions. The new images we accepted, as well as any ignore regions and other annotations that we have added or removed from test steps, will only apply to subsequent test runs after we save them to the baseline. Steps and tests which contain changes that have not yet been saved to the baseline will have an asterisk next to their name. To save our changes to the baseline, we click the Save button. As expected, the next time we will run our test, it will be marked as passed because its screenshots will match the updated baseline. For more information, visit applitools.com.